alhamdulillah, you know the beauty of Islam? Wallahi, Islam didn't leave anything without addressing it. طيب, what did the Rasul ﷺ taught me as a woman, let's say as a mother, let's say as a grandmother, let's say as a daughter, طيب, in relation to marriage and as parents, right? So for me as a woman, or what did he said? He said, إذا جاءكم من ترضون دينه وخلقه. If a man propose that you are pleased with two things, دينه, religion, and خلقه, his manners, فزوجوه. The order is say yes. These two. If I put these as a priority, meaning if these are not there, the answer is no right away. If these are there, then you come to the less ones, which is basically compatibility, which a lot of, that's fine. And what did he say to the man about the woman? تخطب المرأة لأربع. The woman is usually sought after for marriage for 4 reasons. Beauty, wealth, status, and religion. And then he gives the advice. عليك بذات الدين تربت يداك. Choose the woman of the deen. So here I am. The most important thing is me as a woman, back to the first thing we said, I am a servant of Allah. So when I am at that moment making a decision about marriage, or I'm involved in that decision, don't forget you're a servant of Allah. Right? That doesn't mean I'm not going to have feeling toward that person. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as the feelings pleasing to Allah and the feelings goes with what Allah wants me to do. So if I go like that and put the boundaries, or put the outline that the Rasul ﷺ said it, then absolutely fine. Looking for it alone, we have to be very careful. We always, the beauty of Islam is, I call it a deen of prevention. It's not a deen of treatment. Treatment comes later, and treatment comes sometimes when people say, wow, this is tough. Well, if you know what was before it, then you will say the tough. For example, and I always bring it, mother and a child, right? The mother said to the child, don't get close to the stove, okay? And she put all the boundaries, including a gate, including put the stop, like to turn off the stop, on the stop is very difficult. All these are put, right? And she kept telling him, if you put, your hand will get burned. If he did not follow all this and the hand get burned at the end, is that cruel?
She did her job.
So here you go. So for example, Islam said the punishment of stealing is cutting the hand. Wow. Right? This day and age. But if you look back at all the social parameters and the social advices or orders Allah put for a Muslim community, it will be very difficult for someone to steal. What happened to the zakah? What happened to the charity? Like at the time Sayyidina Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, there was nobody to give zakah. So of course nobody will steal. So now come back to your question. Can I go and look for a spouse alone? What Islamic education you have? What is your control over your own emotions? Remember, emotions plays. So, am I doing it Allah pleasing way? Meaning, I'm involving other people in this. Especially if you're very young, involve your parents, involve your siblings. Because what? These will keep me on track. Because once emotions get involved, unless you're really wise, it's very difficult to go against it. I mean, we are human. We're all human. But by the way, this is both gender. It's not only women. This is even a man. Right. So here I am, looking for a spouse. What is wrong with that? I'm Sayyidah Khadija send a proposal to Rasul alayhi salatu. What? Nobody said this is haram. But what was the parameters? How did it go? How did she come to know him? So yes, you can look, and people always ask about also, the marriage app and all these things. Can I have my friends? And I said, you know what? As long as it is following the halal 100% parameters of Allah, then this will be like a friend introduce you to a friend. But you really have to be very careful, and especially the online ones, involve someone else with you. because that someone else will see things maybe you don't see it, and then you will be protected.
Yes.
And ask Allah. The most important thing, I didn't hear it in the question. Ask Allah, Rabbi la tadharni farda wa anta khayrul warithin. Sayyidina Zakaria asked Allah, and he was so old. How many years he didn't have child? And he turned to Allah, right? Immediately, fastajabna lahu. And he responded to it. This about the blessings Allah gives you. But in general, anything you want, and I think we Muslims need to go back to the basic. Anything you want, ask Allah first. You want to get married? Go to the sujood and cry to Allah and says, Ya Allah, send me the right husband. Why do I have first to do it my way?
Yeah.
And then if it didn't work, then I'm going to go and do the dua. No.
Yeah.
Do the dua. Beg him. Tell him you are the only one who's going to be able to send me the man. The one that pleases you. And be patient. And obey him meanwhile.